Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're in Justice Online and in this video I'm gonna take you through the class selection screen. I'm gonna take you through all the classes that they currently have in the game. Justice Online is a brand new MMORPG that is only available in China at the moment. Don't worry, it's not gonna come anytime soon for us in the West. Maybe it's gonna take 2-3 years, God knows with these games these days. But if you wanna try Justice Online, I have a great video explaining you every single step of the way on how to try it. It's almost for free, you just need exit log. In that video I'm teaching you how to create an account for free basically. Cool. They decided to do the class selection screen in a very cinematic way, a very nice way, a very unique way in that sense. We are this bird here and all the classes are chilling in this inn, and as we press on the first class, there's 7 in total, we're gonna fly to various classes in the game. I'm gonna have this graph right here translated for you. We are currently on the biceps of this very handsome looking dude. A little bit reminds me a little bit of Neo in the Matrix. This one right here is difficulty of playing the class. This one right here is defense. This one is agility or dexterity or maneuverability, however you wanna call it. Here we have support. This one is range and this one is attack power in terms of how much DPS kit can output. As you can see, this particular class can output a lot of damage. Pretty difficult to control, yet not maxed out. The bubble is not filled with white, that means there's room for error. Here in terms of defense, not so much, under halfway. In terms of maneuverability, pretty much, so that means it's also a fast class in that sense. Has quite a lot of support for, let's say, a DPS class that can put out so much DPS, and not so much range. Again, range is kind of the same as defense, a little bit under halfway. Yeah, cool. Next one is something that looks very much like a healer. If I would personally have to give my opinion, I would say that she is the healer in the game. As you can see here in her graph, the support is maxed out, the range is almost maxed out. Output, DPS output, not that much, but still quite some for a person that has so much support. Difficulty of playing under half, so it should be relatively easy. Defense also under half, and agility in terms of speed and attack speed and whatnot, not that much either. Yeah, pretty beautiful characters. They have a beautiful character customization also, and very beautiful graphics in game. Definitely something worth trying out for you also, this MMORPG. Yeah, this is what your kids are gonna play. I said that before, I'm gonna say it again. Next one is something that looks very weird, something that reminds me, especially with this veil, it reminds me of Black Desert Online. I don't know why, it just reminds me of this, especially with the weapon and so on and so forth, and the smoke. Maybe one of those mages that they have in BDO, kind of reminds me of that. A lot of attack, a lot of range, very few support, pretty few agility, dexterity, very few defense, and about halfway in terms of difficulty of controlling it. Seems to be like some magical type of class. You cannot rotate them, you cannot have a different preview, and that's just it, right? She was also bothered by us, the bird, being here at first, so we're gonna just move away from her so she doesn't kill us eventually in the class selection screen. Here you have something that has a lot of defense, looks to be, let's say, a very tanky class in Justice Online. Not that hard to control, pretty decent amount of attack, a little bit, just a little bit of range, halfway, under halfway in terms of support, and a little bit over halfway in terms of agility. So a pretty nice class. I believe that this should be, let's say, the tank of the game. Yeah. Next one, we have something that has extremely few defense, something that has extremely few support, a lot of dexterity, quite a lot of attack, quite a lot of range. It's absolutely full in terms of range, so this is the longest range we've seen so far in terms of classes, and also over 50% in terms of the bubble being filled of difficulty to control the class. So pretty interesting. Something like a muse, something like a bard with one of these kind of harps. I've seen this in other Asian MMORPG. Seems to be a new trend there to have one of these classes. So I really love his claws as well. They look pretty nice to play his harp very fast because it's a very agile class, I guess. Next one in line is a guy that seems to be just drunk here and just drinking alcohol all day long, but I guess this is water. It's definitely not alcohol. A lot in defense, not so much as the one that we've seen 2 classes ago, but quite a lot. Here you have a lot in terms of mobility, you have some in terms of support, a little bit in terms of range, quite a lot of attack, and also a little bit over halfway in terms of difficulty of controlling the class, yeah? And lastly, we have... Wowza, look at this one, boys. This is full in terms of difficulty of controlling it. I want this to be the assassin. I want this to be the assassin. I really do, boys. Here in attack, absolutely full as well. And in agility, absolutely full. This is definitely the assassin. Super hard to play. I love MMORPGs that make assassin classes extremely hard to play. I love that. A lot of attack and a lot of dexterity. Everything else is very, very low. It has also a little bit of range, surprisingly. Just found out that if you press this button right here, you move a step forward, but not to the actual character customization, but to the place where you can choose male or female. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how female looks here, and then we're going to go back and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna check the other genders for the other classes as well, see which one comes in male and female as well. This one also comes in both genders. Let's move onwards. This one comes also in both genders, which is pretty nice. So this game is definitely not gender locked in that sense. I'm very curious to find out. Say this one, you cannot play a female character for this particular class. This was the very tanky class that I've showed you previously. So that class is gender locked in that sense. Let's see if this one you can play a male. You can play a male kind of mage also. Super badass looking. Really nice. So I guess what's typical in 2019 is to have only some classes gender locked. You can play this one in male. Holy shit, this is fantastic. This is actually great news. Super cool. So far we just found one class that is actually gender locked. It doesn't allow us to play male and female. Even this one you can play female gender as well. Super nice. So the game is not gender locked with the exception of one class, and maybe that's just, who knows, not ready to be played as a female version also, because it does have the button there, but I'm just getting an error. But that's about it, guys, with the class selection screen in Justice Online. Remember, if you want to play it, I have a link in the description below, taking you to the video that guides you through everything. That's all I wanted to show you. These are all the classes with the release of Justice Online in China. I thank you guys again for watching. I wish you a lovely day. I wish you lots of love, and I'm gonna see you really soon.